Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Zero Hour. Well, what did President Obama have to say about these results? Let's hear from the president.
Obviously, Republicans had a good night, and they deserve credit for running good campaigns. Beyond that, I'll leave it to all of you and the professional pundits to pick through yesterday's results. What stands out to me, though, is that the American people sent a message, one that they've sent for several elections now. They expect the people they elect to work as hard as they do.
All right. No, Mr. President. They don't care how hard the people in Washington work. They care that they have a job that they can work at. They care that when they work hard, they can put food on the table. They want results. They don't care about process. My complaint about this president in a nutshell is that he is too focused on process and not enough on results. People don't care what your process is as long as you get them the results they need, and that has to be your mission going forward. Now, what did the lunatic right fringe think about this? Let's hear from their Minister of Propaganda, Mr. Rush Limbaugh.
It's very simple what that mandate is. It is to stop Barack Obama. It is to stop the Democrat Party. There is no other reason why Republicans were elected yesterday. Republicans were not elected to govern. The Republican Party was not elected to compromise. The Republican Party was not elected to sit down and work together with the Democrats.
For more on this.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the total sheer nihilism and narcissism. They were not elected to govern. You know, this man is a gift to the nation on one level. Of course, he's a horror and an immensely destructive force, but he's a gift in that he is the unrestrained id of the psychopathic dark heart of the Republican Party, because he is saying what all of them think. They don't want to govern. They don't care about governing. They just want to, pardon my language, tear shit up. That's all they want to do. They hate government. They want to destroy. They want to get rich in the process. So, by the way, Barack Obama did his genteel way of saying, I'm not really interested in what the pundits had to say. Rush kind of did the same thing, didn't he? He said, we don't care what they think. We're just going to tear it up over there. And by the way, Rush went after me once. He did a whole 10-minute monologue on something I'd written saying the progressives have to fight harder for higher taxes for billionaires, for more jobs programs, etc. And he went on this, but poor deluded Eskow thinks that blah, blah, blah. And he did a whole rant about me, threw in a couple Paul Krugman references, and then he ended it. He said, you know what the real problem is, Mr. Eskow? You know what the real problem is with America? This is how Rush ended. He said, the problem is you liberals elected a false messiah. And I thought, oh my God, Rush actually has a point. And of course, that was the last time he had a point worth repeating. But look, let's get down to what's real again. The employment rate edged down this week, quote unquote, to 5.8%. That's what they say. These numbers are always subject to change. But look, the full employment participation rate, you know, the jobs numbers are easy to tweak. The participation rate is still, it increased by 0.2%. 1/5 of 1%, but that's above what it was a year ago, but it's 4 points down. In other words, 4% lower the number of people actually participating in the workforce than before the recession. That's catastrophic. And if you dig even deeper, you find that the jobs that were created for young people, for Hispanics, for other minorities, yes, there was job growth, but the biggest job gainers, according to this survey, were restaurants, adding 42,000 jobs. People can't make a decent middle-class living working at restaurants, which is why the $15 minimum wage for restaurant workers makes so much sense. That would make huge. Another big growth area, retail had 27,000 jobs, but you know what? Retail's a hard way to make a living too. Healthcare, 24,500 jobs. We're talking a lot of nurses' aides there too. So really, we're talking about a country where it's still hard to get by. And we need people in office who are fighting to change that. We need people in office who have a clear program for getting there from here. We have people in office who say they understand the needs of poor people, of working people, of minorities, of students who are graduating with onerous debt and then can't find anything but a restaurant job if they're lucky enough to get that. So look, bottom line is wage growth is not increasing. what you need is an economy where people are competing for workers so that they have to pay them more. We don't have this yet. We have a booming stock market. We have booming corporate profits. We have booming wealth for the few and a struggling life for the many. We've seen the entire accumulation of wealth, the bottom 90% gathered since 1940 is now completely gone. We need somebody in office who understands that, who's going to fight to change that. We need leaders from top to bottom, from the president to the state legislators to the state houses and the gubernatorial races. We need a party and a program and a platform to change that. Until we do, things are not going to look any better than they look right now. I'm Richard RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.